Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In. On my crackhead update, me and my old lady was riding together, so I went by my old guy over in South Dallas I know. I went by his house, and we were standing out sidewalk talking, and this lady walked up. She said, "Hey, I'm hungry. Will somebody buy me some food? Give me $5 for some food." My old lady said, "I'll buy you some food." She said, "No, just give me the money. I'll buy it myself." She said, "No, I'll buy you the food." So she went and bought her a $5 box of chicken. You know this wench, when she handed the chicken, she was looking all frowned up. She walked out in the middle of the street, threw it out in the street. I be trying to tell my old lady, you can't help all these people. You know, like I've said in a previous video, to me, homeless are people who done lost a home or a house. You're homeless. If you're out here on drugs, running around, trying to get high every day, you're not homeless. Leave them to their demise. They don't even worry about it. I try not to help them if possible. Boy, my old lady was mad. She told me, she said, "I ought to whoop that bitch's ass." I said, "No, you shouldn't have gave it to her. Should have followed my lead. You don't know shit about this kind of environment." You see, I didn't feed into her conversation. You can look at it and tell how dirty she was. She had one shoe on, one shoe off. Filthy as hell. And you can tell this woman is on drugs. She don't want no $5 for no food. She wanted to get her a $5 rock. That's my crackhead update. Y'all know what it is. Get your shanks out and let's get ready to ride. Yeah, on the chess match yesterday with Sock Walker, I lost. The score is now 6-4 his way. I'm not gonna blame it or make no excuses, but I didn't get no sleep. I think I got about 3 hours of sleep, and I got up and jumped in the shower and got groomed and headed to West Dallas. I had company, and they stayed here to 2 o'clock in the morning. We all sitting around kicking it, and I didn't get no sleep. You know, I'm not making no excuses. Hey, you remember one video, if people who's been following me and looking and checking out my channel, where I was talking about these magical cookies they sold in the Texas prison system. The turnout cookies. TRU BLUE. Guess what? Yesterday I was in Fiesta, just prowling around. And I bought a couple items. Some told me to go on the row where all the cookies was. And lo and behold, they are TRU Blues. They got tons of them. And here's the famous TRU Blue. I don't know if I got it right for the camera. These are TRU Blues right here. Back in the day, they sold for 29 cents a bag. We gonna go to the Ramsey unit. You know, in previous videos, I always talk about Wildcat, and I worked in his office. Well, this particular day, sometimes when he's talking about personal stuff on the phone, I'll step out the office, even though I didn't have to. You know, he didn't hide nothing from you. You could stay in there if you wanted to, but I would step outside out of respect. You know, I was standing out in the hallway. This guy walked up. In order to see Cat or to see an official at Ramsey, you had to ask the guy who worked in the office if that official is doing favors. That's what you got to say if you want to talk to them. He asked me, "Say, man, Cat doing any favors?" I said, "Well, he on the phone right now. I'm going to give him a few more minutes, and I'll ask him." So I go back in the office. Cat is off the phone asking me, "Are you doing any favors today? You got a guy out here who want to see you." And he said, "Yep, send him on in here." So I go out and say, "Here you go, man." So I go over at my desk and sit down. This guy tell Cat, he say, "Cat, I'm in debt. I need some help, man." He said, "I need help bad." He said, "My mama was supposed to send me some money, and I signed up for a money book. Back in the day, they had script books. Now they use ID card. You use your ID card. It's just like a debit card. Back in the day, they had script books, like the old food stamp books. They had dollars, 50 cents, quarters, dimes, pennies. You could only withdraw $30 increments of $30, $20, $10, $5, $1. And if you make a mistake on your sign-up slip trying to get your money book, they call them money books. You would be denied a money book for that commissary period. But he didn't have the money. So he didn't borrow the TRU Blues. Something about these cookies, something about inmates, they love sweets. I've seen a lot of guys there, man, addicted to sweets. I don't know what the hell it is about prison, but they love sweets. Anyway, he done borrowed 6 bags of TRU Blues. Here we are again. He done borrowed 6 bags of these. And when you borrow something in a prison during that era, it was 2 for 1. If you borrow 1, you got to pay back 2. Now me, when I started running a prison store, I did it different. I charged 3 for 2. I give you 2 items, you pay back 3. Because at the time I was accumulating so much commissary till I went to 2 to 3. I had too much shit in my cell. With my craft shop, my college books and law books, man, there's no fucking room in that fucking cell at all. And his money wasn't there. The rule at Ramsey was, if you borrow something or you gambling and you can't pay, you pay with your ass. So you borrow it on your ass, you pay with your ass. That was the law. So he tell Cat, he said, I got these 6 bags of, they out there cutting the grass. I hope that fucking weed eater don't disturb this video. Well, anyway, he tell Cat, he said, I borrowed 6 bags of cookies from this guy. I owe him 12. Now these TRU Blue cookies back in the day only costed 29 cents. I bought these at a Fiesta. They were $1.89. But I'm speaking 1977. It was 29 cents a bag. So he owed a grand total of $3.48. I believe that's what that comes out to. Well, anyway, he tell Cat, he said, I need some help. He said, I was in my cell. I told this guy my situation. I always make commissary, but sometimes by my mom being old, she can't make it and get a money order and send it to the trust fund. Now, sometimes your family back in the day been sent money to the trust fund. It might take them 2 or 3 weeks to post that money. Not necessarily you telling a lie about you got money. Most time you got a close family member, or mother or something, they not gonna lie about they sent you some money. And he had just got a visit. I was in visitation with him. And he said, man, I was in my cell, man. This guy just walked in and took his thing out and say, you ain't got to pay them 12 bags of cookies. Just get out here and work on this a little while. So I told him, say, man, put that damn thing up, man. Come on, man. I'm going to pay you your shit. Now, the way that works, it's up to that guy whether he lets you make it. He can go to the inmate guards and tell them that you owe him money. It's a possibility you'll get your ass whooped. They didn't play that shit, gambling on your ass, borrowing people's shit and don't pay it back. They didn't play those kind of games. And there was nowhere to run back then. Now, in a modern prison, a guy will go snitch the gang and tell you something he owes some money and try and get locked up a couple of days and they move him to another housing unit. But you couldn't do that then. Cat didn't play those kind of games. You ain't gonna move no damn where. You're gonna stay right where you at. He gonna just tell you to take care of your business and don't worry about the consequences. That's what he gonna say. He say they called school. He say I left off the wing and I came down here. He say I'm up for parole. I don't want to fight this guy. He say but I don't want to do no favors for him. He said, I'm going to pay him his stuff. Now, if he wouldn't have paid that draw date, it doubles. He owed 12. Now it go to 24. It increases. Now it's up to him whether he lets you make it. like I stated earlier, he can go tell the inmate guards, hey man, this guy owe me money and won't pay. They will come up to your cell and take shit out of that cell to compensate this guy. They'll take your radio, your fan, or your... Back then, they didn't have hot pots like they got now. They had these 500-watt stingers. Your typewriter, they didn't have word processors yet. Just had regular, raw typewriters. Well, anyway, Cat had met this guy's mother during Mother's Day. At Ramsey, on Mother's Day, they allow your mother to come inside of the prison. And they have a big talent show in the gym. They have the bands in there playing at the Tejano band, the R&B band, the blues band, country and western band, rock and roll band, jazz band. They had all type of musicians, and they be in there and perform. And you get to spend all day with your mother. You even get to go down to the dining hall and sit at a table and eat with your mother. They put tablecloths on the table, and you and your mother get to sit there and eat dinner together. Also in the gym, they got refreshment. They got cake and soda and punch and chips, hot dogs. Yeah, so Cat had met this guy's mother. Cat normally raw and uncut. Normally he'll tell you, get your punk ass out of my office. Go back down there and be a man. Stand up for yourself. And he'll go on this regular trip. The crime you committed, I didn't tell you to commit that crime. You didn't commit it with my permission. So you was a gangster on the outside. I expect you to be a gangster on the inside. That's what he normally say. So he had met this guy's mother and talked to him. So Cat say, I tell you what. He got on the phone and called down to the commissary. He say, I'm sending my camp boy down there with $5 bill. He gonna buy 12 bags of TRU Blues. And he told him that guy's name. If this guy ever come to commissary, Cat told him, you gonna pay me my damn money back. He said, if this guy ever come to commissary, call my office. And they made a note of it. So he handed me a $5 bill, go down to the commissary, and get him 12 bags of cookies. And I bring Cat his change back. So, you know, the man was hard, but sometimes he do cut you some slack. It depends on how you approach him. And also, I never mentioned this in previous videos, Cat used to be a psychiatrist. That's why he know how to play the mind games. And he was the only fucking warden that interact with inmates the way he do. He come in your cell. He come on a cell block, he might sit down in the day room, watch TV with the guys shooting dice. He'd go join in the crap game, or he'd sit at the poker table. And some of the old schools he knew, he'd sit and go in their cell, shake hands with them, talk to them. You didn't see no damn warden do no shit like that. And something else, he'd go by himself. Back in the day, when they had inmate guards, when you see a warden walking, he got inmate guards with him for security. He did not go in housing areas by his damn self. He did not do that. Cat was not afraid. He gone right in that cell block like it ain't shit by himself. And all the old convicts cut it for this man. Well, cause when they got ready to get rid of Cat, a lot of guys were sad. Cause Ramsey at the time probably the best prison in the Texas prison system, even though they work you like a fucking slave. But once the work day was over with, once you inside the prison, they had all type of activity. The food is good. You can go hang out, listen to music. You can work out. You can gamble. You can drink wine. You ain't got to hide, do none of that shit. You ain't got to hide with Cat. When he walk inside of a cell block, guys sitting there drinking their wine, smoking a cigarette. Sometimes he'll get a cup and say, hey, pour me some of that shit. And he'll sit there and drink with the fellas. You know, he had his bad points, but you got to look at during that era, Texas prison didn't cuddle inmates. You don't get very little empathy from no hardcore ass wardens. They ain't have no empathy for you at all. But at all the prison you was gonna work, not as necessarily hard as Ramsey. But I was at Eastham unit. They go to work every day too, but they don't work damn near work close as hard as Eastham. Eastham, the work is a cakewalk compared to Ramsey. Ramsey, they drive your ass sun up to sundown. They didn't do that shit at Eastham. Eastham was a bigger prison, but they didn't do that type of shit. But there was no privileges at the Eastham unit. None whatsoever. You go to work, all you got to do is sit up in the day room and watch damn TV and play some table games. Ramsey's totally different. Y'all follow me over on Patreon. I had people come in the comment section and say they can't find my channel on Patreon. If you get the Patreon app or Google Patreon and type in 42 straight years, I will pop up. It's easy to locate. I tried it on several devices. Each time it comes right up. Well, y'all follow me over on Patreon. Like and subscribe. Keep your shanks ready. Man, they cutting grass out there. I hope they don't fuck this video up and I gotta redo it. Loud ass lawnmowers and weed eaters. Shit. I had to go move me and her car to keep it from putting all that fucking dirt on it, because we just got it washed and waxed. Both our cars. Y'all like and subscribe. And I thank you for watching.